Hi, my name is Professor Aaron Perry-Zucker, and this is the introductory video for Web Design 335 at CSU Dominguez Hills. So this course is designed to give students a basic introduction to web design and the web design process. You should have basic knowledge of computers and graphic design applications already. We'll be learning to think critically about web design, how to apply basic conceptual design principles. Components such as color, typography, layout, composition will all be discussed. We'll also be going over how the internet works, designing a navigation interface, web graphics, information architecture, HTML, web hosting, all the basics that you'll need to design and run your first website. The course will be using Adobe Dreamweaver CC, and the outcome, the final project, will be a portfolio or personal resume website for your own use. So by the end of the course, you should be able to describe how the internet works, basically. Identify and apply basic design concepts and principles for web delivery, apply color theory, composition, typography, demonstrate a basic understanding of the components and mechanics of a web page, understand how to save and compress graphics for the web effectively, designing a sitemap and information architecture for your own personal web page, how to acquire a domain instead of web hosting, and some of the basic tools that you'll need to do all of that. So this is a remote studio course combining video lectures, readings, and individual exercises and projects. Each project will be supported by exercises. And basically we'll have video demonstrations both that I'll record. We'll be using Lynda or LinkedIn Learning videos as well. And we will follow along and create projects that will mimic that process. And then we will create our own projects using our own content. So we'll have two major projects in this course. The first will be a food service website where we'll follow along with a Lynda video and go from designing the website in Photoshop, saving the web assets, creating all the HTML and CSS structure in Dreamweaver. And then we will follow that same basic process to create your own personal website, but where you'll have a bit more control over what the content is on that site. The coding languages we'll be covering will be HTML and CSS in particular, and we'll have a little bit of JavaScript thrown in there as well. You should have some sort of sketchbook, nothing specific required, but something to be able to draw and keep notes on. And you will require access to the Adobe Creative Cloud and a computer that will be able to run Adobe. There'll be instructions in the first section on how to access Adobe. All art and design majors should have access already, but if not, you might need to create a support ticket to get that free access. Expectations, you should always have access to your working files. This will be a little bit easier than when we're in the computer lab going back and forth between the lab computer and your own computer. But you should just keep everything in one place, create a folder for this class, create a folder for each assignment, and save everything in a place where you can easily access it. Turn in your work. That's really the biggest expectation and the best way to pass this class. Even if your work is late, even if you're feeling behind or that you don't have everything in for the assignment, turn in as much as you possibly can, and you'll have the best chance of passing this class. Excuse me. All assignments are due on Sundays at 9, and I did the majority of my grading on Sundays. But I will be grading late work up to a week late without any grade reductions. And I will be grading work all the way through the end of the semester. So please turn in as much of your work as you possibly can. When turning in your work, make sure that you label it properly and include your first name and last name in all things that you turn in. Office hours. So because this is a remote course, we will not have any in-person class time, but I will be having an office hour every week from Mondays from 4 to 5, but you need to schedule an appointment. There will be a link posted in the syllabus on the section, should be no trouble to find, but you need to book an appointment in advance, and then our office hours will be held over Zoom in 15-minute increments, and definitely more as needed. Part of your requirement for participation in this course is attending an office hours appointment, so you must attend at least one session throughout the course of the semester, although you're welcome to attend as many as you like, but a minimum of one. And if that time, that window does not work for you, please let me know and I'll do my best to find an additional time that we can both do. So a little bit about myself. I got my BFA in graphic design from the Rhode Island School of Design in 2009. And since then I've worn many different design related hats. I've worked as an independent freelance graphic designer doing consulting projects, client projects. After graduating, I launched a small design agency with a few friends and worked on client projects focused on startup, nonprofit, and social impact work. I've worked as an entrepreneur for many years. I launched a small business called Creative Action Network, and it's a global community of artists and designers that make art with purpose. It's a for-profit organization that's a B Corp, which means it's social impact focused. And we create and sell progressive merchandise to support different nonprofit organizations. As an entrepreneur, I've worn many different hats, including web designer, product designer, marketing communications designer, as well as a lot of different operations and product management. I'm currently now working as the marketing and communications manager for an organization called the Center for Nonprofit Management in downtown Los Angeles, which is a consulting firm that helps nonprofit organizations make more of an impact in their communities. And in that capacity, I have worked with visual designers. I'm responsible for the entire message and methods for sharing that message across our audience. And I regularly work with graphic designers, web designers, and act as an art director and producer on digital media projects. So normally in person, this is where we would go around and you would all introduce yourselves, but we'll do this virtually. So please head over to the discussion section of Blackboard and create a new thread to introduce yourself with your name, your major and year, any previous experience that you have with web design, Adobe Photoshop, Dreamweaver, and your dream design job, or if you're not a design major, your dream job in the field of your study. So with that, I'll see you throughout the semester in various videos like these and in office hours appointments. And yeah, that's it. Looking forward to a good semester.